When you go to the gym, one of the biggest questions you have to ask yourself is how do you split your training over a week? Now, it's not even the same for muscle building as it is for strength. So today, I'm gonna answer those questions for you. Stick around to the end, and I'm gonna give you the ideal training split for both muscle building and for strength building. So you're gonna join me today for a deadlift and pull session. We're gonna describe how that actually works into my week of training. But before we do, let's ask some of the trainers at my gym, how do they recommend you split your workouts? If there were no restriction for someone on time or an energy, how many days a week would you program someone looking to build muscle, and what would that split look like?
Are they a beginner?
Say intermediate.
If there was no restriction on time, I would say like 4 to 5 days a week.
Okay.
The split you could kind of mix up. You could go like an arms and shoulders. If it's a female who's focused on maybe growing their legs, you could throw in 2 leg days in there.
A specific part of their legs.
Glutes.
Of course.
Yeah, glutes. You could do like I've always been a big fan of push-pull legs.
Okay.
So if it's someone who's really serious in the gym and maybe wanted to go 6 days, you could do like push-pull legs, 1 rest day.
Okay.
But if you're going back to that 5 days a week, just typical bro split, chest and back, legs, arms and shoulders. You can even get a cardio and abs. There's so many different possibilities.
But do you think if we were going maximum and they were getting on top of their recovery, 6 days, push-pull legs, do you think that would be appropriate?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. There you have it. You've had obviously a pretty cool journey. You put on, what, 100 plus pounds over the past few years?
Yes.
And talk to me about your training split in order to do that.
So I started doing the bro split, but now I'm doing more push-pull legs. And then now I'm isolating the movements or the body parts that I need to in order to be successful on the stage.
For people who don't know, what's the bro split?
Bro split is based on body part. So back, chest, shoulders, legs, biceps, yeah.
So you've found it more successful to go movement-based rather than muscle-based?
Yes, because then I can hit it more than once a week and spread out the volume throughout the week.
Amazing, love it. Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
Now, right now I'm doing deadlifts. This is an obvious staple to any strength program. It uses so many muscles, but this is also the reason that it might not be the best thing to include if your goal is purely muscle building. Reason being, we have so many muscle groups working that it's hard to know exactly what we're building. There's a great hormonal response from heavy lifting, but if you're looking to sculpt your body, deadlift day might not actually be a day for you. Ooh, spicy. So the trainers tend to follow a more movement-focused approach. It seems like push-pull legs or some sort of variation off of that is their best recommendation. Now, they're all physique-specific, bodybuilding-specific. We're gonna go talk to regular gym goers and see if we find any differences between what the trainers say and what the general gym goer is doing. First of all, what is your goal in the gym?
To gain a little bit of weight, really.
Okay, so put on muscle?
Yeah.
Cool, and how do you split your training to put on muscle?
Like a 5 day, 6 day split. Like, what do I do?
What do you normally do? Yeah.
I do like back, biceps 1 day, chest and triceps the other,
Cool.
legs, 2 leg splits. That
So
kind of thing.
push, pull legs,
Yeah.
and you hit legs twice?
Yeah.
What would the 5th day be?
Whatever I want to work on. Shoulders.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, amazing,
Kind of rotate.
amazing, thank you. What is your primary goal in the gym?
Stay fit, try to maintain youth.
Amazing, how old are you?
63.
Hell yeah, you look awesome for 63. Can you tell me how you split your training over a week? How many days of the week do you come, and how do you decide what to do on those days?
Well, I do a 4-day split, but I come usually 5 days a week, take the weekends off, but I'll do, like today I'm doing shoulders and triceps. Yesterday I did chest and biceps. The day before was back and calves. And then tomorrow will be legs and hamstrings.
Amazing,
And then I take a day off usually.
amazing, love that split. Thank you very much, appreciate you, have a good workout. That was good, I was like, so together. He knows what he's doing. So to gain muscle, how many days a week do you come to the gym?
I'm here 6 days a week.
Amazing. And how do you split those days?
So it starts like I started doing chest and buys, back and tries, legs, and then repeat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that's what you've stuck to?
Yeah, I've kind of switched up between a few things like push-pull legs, all that. I've tried it all, and then this is another new thing I'm trying. I don't know.
Amazing.
Let's see what works best.
And you said you've always been the little guy.
Yeah,
Well, you're not doing too bad.
I'm getting there slowly.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's a big process.
Yeah, 100%. I know that. Well, you look good, dude. Thank you very much for that.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Now, the small subset we got, I want to give kudos to because they had really good answers, particularly old mate, 62-year-old, just absolutely nailed out. There's something about being old and being wise. Now, that's all bodybuilding stuff. And for me, the principle that Jeff talked about where I can hit more total volume in the week, that's really what it's about. It's about intensity and it's about volume. If you can get more volume in by splitting up your sessions, hitting each body part twice, that makes a lot of sense. There's a caveat to this where you can't go 3, 4, 5 times because there's a level of metabolic stress and muscular damage that we need in order to efficiently grow muscles. So you don't want to go less than 3 days between workouts for the same body part. Reason being, we actually peak our delayed onset muscle soreness at 2 days. You don't want to be hitting something 2 days later when you're sore and stiff. There's a big injury risk, but you're certainly not going to get as much out of your workout as you would hope. Now, let's get to my specialty. It's time to teach you how to get strong.
I'm surprised that you would recommend pull-ups for a strength test for that. Right? It's body weight exercise. Why do you recommend it?
Good question. Now, it depends on the time of year. If you're bodybuilding focused or strength focused, you can't have that focus for 12 months of the year. So right now, although I am training to be as strong as possible, it's shortly after World's Strongest Man. So my focus is actually on building muscle as much as anything because cross-sectional area of a muscle is going to determine your primary strength. Now, it's not going to help you straight away, but it almost builds a bigger engine. So when you step on the gas pedal and you start going back to training for strength, you've got a bigger engine to do that. So this is not a great pure strength exercise, but it is a very good exercise to build back muscles that will translate to strength down the track. All right, so now we're gonna talk about how to get strong. And first, we're gonna cover how many days a week you should be training. This is a little bit counterintuitive because the further along in your strength journey you are, and the closer you are to your genetic potential, the less you actually have to train because when it comes to strength, you're not training your muscles, you're training your nervous system. How can we group our muscles most efficiently to be able to perform a movement? So usually this advice comes down to you're either training 3, 4, or 5 days a week. Personally, I do 5. All things being equal, I should probably do 4 or even 3 at times of the year, but to be honest, I just like training too much. So novice, you're gonna train 5 times a week. Intermediate, say 2 to 3 years of good regular strength training. We're talking 4 days a week. And if you are someone who is at the utmost close to your genetic potential and you feel like you're extremely competitive, you should actually be training 3, maximum 4 days per week. In a second, I'm gonna tell you how to split that up. Woo. It's tough. I find single arm rows a really hard weight determination because I could do 200s, I just don't want to. Now, granted, this is going to be a vast oversimplification because it depends on lots of things like time of year and what your particular goals are in a block. But generally speaking, let's start with 3 days a week. You're someone who's very, very close to their genetic potential, meaning that your nervous system can't handle huge volumes. Now, this is gonna be a 3-day-a-week split. You could go up to 4, let's just say 3. Day 1, I would recommend doing a squat and a push day. Choose one major squat exercise, one major push exercise, 1 or 2 accessories for each. That's plenty, of course, at a very high intensity. Second day is gonna be an overhead and leg accessory day. Overhead pushing and pulling and leg accessories, depending on your goals, could be things like walking lunges and single leg work. It could be things that are non-actually loaded, like a leg press, but things that give your nervous system a break. You never want something heavy loaded through your arms or shoulders on this day to let the nervous system recover between day 1 and day 3. Now, day 3 is gonna be your hinge and pull day. Anything where you're pulling towards you or doing a deadlift type motion. Of course, again, very high intensity. Now, my recommendation here is you have your major hinging movement. Let's call it a deadlift for this case. One hinging accessory, let's call it a good morning or a weighted back extension. And then you're gonna choose 2 exercises to pull towards you. And then if it fits your goals, you can throw in some biceps after that. That is the prescription for someone training 3 days a week at a very high level. Now let's talk about intermediates. All right, now let's talk about if you're an intermediate. To me, this means you're gonna be doing 4 days on average at the gym. Like I said, I do 5, you could push it to 5, but on average, I would recommend 4. Now, before I get into the actual prescription, we've gotten heaps of comments about these sweat shorts. LHBK, they're a brand new launch. We don't have that many left. Go ahead and check out the shop or go to lhbk.shop. Link is in the description and check them out. Now, let's get to 4 days a week split. It actually becomes easier as we go more days a week. 4 days is gonna be really sort of common sense. One day is gonna be a squat-based day. Now, lower half, we either squat or we hinge. If your knee is bending, it's a squat movement. This is obviously a squat or a front squat, but also things like lunges and leg press. They work as a squat-based movement. That's gonna be all stuck on one day. The next day, you're gonna do all your push-based stuff. So everything horizontal and overhead. Day number 3, we're gonna go back to lower half and do a hinge-based workout. Everything that's deadlifting or deadlifting related. Anytime you're bending your hips and your knees stay relatively consistent. The 4th day is gonna be your pull-based day. Now, if you're a strongman and you're looking to get strong in things like your overhead, you're also gonna stack on some more overhead pressing movements. The one thing I wanna dispel is that if you disproportionately work muscles, that it's going to lead to injury. You wanna work your body to perform what you're asking it to perform. In strongman, we push way more often than we pull, so we should train pushing more often than pulling. So that is the 4-day intermediate split. If you're an absolute beginner or you feel like your recovery is perfect, you're gonna go to a 5-day split. Now you can check if your recovery is perfect using the recovery score, 100% free PDF down in the description. But let's talk about a 5-day split for a novice lifter. First of all, introduce yourself. What's your name?
I'm Corey,
Amazing. And you said you're ranked what in Canada right now for powerlifting?
3rd.
Amazing. 3rd for your weight class. Love it. When you come to the gym, how many days a week are you in?
I only come 4 times a week.
4 times, and how do you split that up?
I do 2 compounds per session, so 2 squat and bench days and 2 deadlift bench days, and then accessories.
Amazing. That's it. Thank you very much. Legends. Now to move on to those novice lifters who are going to come to the gym 5 days a week. The beautiful thing about these people is there's so many ways that you can make progress, and really you could do anything and move along fairly well for quite a long time. If we're talking 5 days a week, which is the split I would recommend for a novice person very serious about training, we're gonna have 3 upper body days and 2 lower body days. And we're simply gonna go push-pull, squat, push-pull, hinge, push-pull. 1 squat day, 1 hinge day, 3 pushing and pulling days. Of those 3 pushing and pulling days, we're gonna want 2 of those days to incorporate some type of overhead movement to make sure we're getting all of the movement patterns in. Total volume depends on how much you as an individual can tolerate. It also depends on the intensity you're working at and is well beyond the scope of a quick YouTube video. Again, if you want that stuff sorted for you, I would strongly recommend my power building program. It is customizable to your numbers, and you will be able to follow along and have all of the weights prescribed. So you know you're hitting the intensity, you know you're hitting the right volume, and you know you're getting to a good place. Thank you everyone for watching, and remember, lift heavy, be kind. Merch link is in the description if you want to join the community. We also take affiliates. We've got over 200 affiliates worldwide helping spread the message of LHBK. If this is a part of who you want to be and who you want your gym culture to follow, please apply. And thank you very much for watching. Pop a moose chopping in the comments if you have nothing else to say. Hit the notification bell. We're actually critically low on notification bell, so please hit that if you're already subscribed, and we'll catch you in the next video.